Is this going to change the world as we know it? Today, we're going to take a look at an ETF that focuses on quantum computing stocks. I'm really excited, and if you don't know what quantum computing is, don't worry, I'll dive into it a little bit, and I didn't know until a couple of months ago when I started researching it to track this ETF. But I'm very excited. The ticker is ticker QTUM, and I do believe this thing is going to do really well, especially since the price performance since its launch has been phenomenal. But more on that in just a moment. First, if you guys are interested in ETFs and stocks, don't forget to like the video and to subscribe. I talk all about the stocks I'm buying or going to buy, same thing with ETFs, and I'm really excited to break down QTUM in this video. But after that intro. This fund is definitely growing in popularity, but not a lot of people are talking about it. And I think it might be because quantum computing is kind of hard to understand. And even myself, coming from a science background, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I'm just going to say it. But I like the idea to the problem that it is supposedly going to solve. Who knows when that will happen, but let's talk about it. So QTUM is a Defiance ETF. They have some phenomenal growth ETFs. They have some very good income ETFs, and I've talked about them multiple times across all my platforms. Now, quantum computing and machine learning are transformative technologies reshaping the future. So genuinely, this reminds me of kind of like the AI revolution, and they're calling it the quantum computing revolution. And I didn't understand the use cases of quantum computing, but I will say, even without understanding quantum computing, watching the price of this ETF consistently go up and up and up gave me enough reassurance that investors, whether they know quantum computing and understand it or not, they're buying into it. And so it has made quite a nice return, but we're going to look at that in just a moment. So what is a quantum computer? A quantum computer leverages quantum mechanics to perform calculations far beyond classical computers. And it's interesting, they give a scientific breakdown on bits versus qubits, I believe that they are called, and how it has multiple states simultaneously and all this other jargon that, to be honest, I don't understand most of it. I'm kind of a computer nerd, but not this much. But what this is we're looking at the index description, the Blue Star Machine Learning Quantum Computing Index, BQTUM. We're looking at QTUM specifically, but BQTUM tracks liquid companies in the global quantum computing and machine learning industries, including products and services related to quantum computing or machine learning, such as development or use of quantum computers, computing chips, superconducting materials, applications built on quantum computers. Oh man, a lot of really heavy tech stuff, embedded artificial intelligence chips, software specializing in perception collection, visualization, or management of big data. So it's not a simple ETF. It's not. And I would recommend to anyone that's looking to buy into this, do what I have done and do some research on it. Now, the use cases for quantum computing seem to go all over the place into even the pharmaceutical industry and well beyond that, but I'm not sure if it really is fully capitalized on yet. I did do a lot of deep dives, and I shouldn't say I went to reputable sources. I looked on Reddit. I looked on a couple other websites where people are discussing the underlying issue of quantum computing and how it's kind of stalled currently, and people have different opinions on it. I see a bunch of use cases for it, but again, I'm not an expert on it. So I want to know what you guys think in the comments with quantum computing. Is this a good thing to invest in currently? Not financial advice, of course, for all of us, but is this something that we should be utilizing in a portfolio with like something that's more future-based, like AI, semiconductors, of course, and things of that sort? Because quantum computing, they're all relatively tied together. So we have a bunch of information on here. You can see the NAV, you can see the discount, you can see a bunch of stuff, including the expense ratio of 0.4%, a little bit high for a growth ETF, but I promise when you see the returns, it will make a lot more sense. So I'm not going to go into the prospectus, but let's see what it holds. We have Rigetti Computing, IONQ, we have Tower Semiconductor, we have Intel, Oracle, we have TER, BIDU, I haven't looked at that one in a while, Qubits, Alibaba, we have MDB. All of these at a small portion of the portfolio below 3%. I'm really curious in the long-term performance of this sector and how it would hold up if we did see a bit of a pullback in the market. But to really understand this, I want to show you guys the chart. The chart for this ETF, I think it's going to blow you away. So let's take a look. Now let's take a look at this performance because it is something to think about. It's up 10% in the last month. We go to the 6 month, it's up 40%. 40%. Absolutely amazing. We go to the 1 year, 67.4%. Now, I didn't buy this thing, and again, I'm making this video because I'm looking into buying it currently. It is pretty high, but I don't know if it's ever going to go back down to the 90s. Who really knows? If we did see a market pullback, maybe, because we did see this thing fall pretty heavily in the beginning of 2025. Fell all the way from a high of 85 down to a low of 64, and then ran back up. And since that point, it's been a great investment at 62% in the green if you had bought on those lows. Let's zoom out even more and go to the inception of this ETF. The performance is absolutely outstanding. $24.50 was the initial price. Now it sits at $104.45. Now, it hasn't been immune to some of these pullbacks, which I think is fine. It's healthy, gives me more time to buy in on some dips, which makes it all the more difficult to buy it at this $90 to $105 range, but I may have to just do a starter position. I didn't invest in this years ago because, well, I wasn't as focused on growth. I do like growth more now than I have in the past, but I also didn't want to look into quantum computing and see the use cases, see if it could be something, tied in with AI and all sorts of things, and really understand how it works. And now I will say again, I am a novice when it comes to quantum computing. I don't know everything, not even close, but I am really excited because we have a crazy opportunity on my main channel, Spencer Invests. I will be interviewing the CEO of Defiance ETFs, which it's going to be amazing. Sylvia, she's coming on the channel. We're going to talk QTUM. We're going to talk JEDI, which is, first of all, super cool name. I'll be doing a full video on that, a breakdown on it. It's very, very new, but JEDI is basically an advanced warfare and drone ETF. And although I am devastated that our Earth is at constant conflict all across different, everywhere. Everyone seems to be fighting everyone these days. And if you want to make money, capitalize on it, JEDI is the way. That sounds so funny. And again, not financial advice. We don't know how it's going to perform. We've seen a little bit of performance, but it's going to take quite a bit of time to really get a lock on how it does. But I mean, drone and warfare, there's a lot of money in warfare. A very unfortunate truth about this Earth. So back to QTUM, but let me know your questions. If you want to know more about quantum computing, about Defiance specifically, about any of their ETFs, about JEDI, put it in the comments, and I would be happy to ask Sylvia when we jump in. I call them interviews. It's really just a discussion. I like hearing from them. I like hearing why they chose these things, these sectors, what they believe in the long run, how it's going to work. So really excited for that. But QTUM, the performance, absolutely amazing. We are up $80 since the inception of the fund per share, and a total return of 326.33%. Had I invested in this, I would be bragging a lot more, but I didn't because I am always slow to these things. But, now we're talking about it. We'll see. Now that I am talking about it, maybe it'll drop. If it does, I'll be buying in, get a nice starter position going, but that's not financial advice. But I want to showcase the power of these style of growth, aggressive growth sector ETFs versus our normal other ETFs. So let's take a look. The comparison is going to be pretty funny, and I'm just going to showcase really quickly the AUM, or assets under management. QTUM has 2.5 billion, SPY 670 billion, QQQ 380 billion, and IWM 71 billion. So we have Defiance, we have the S&P 500, we have QQQ, the NASDAQ, and we have the iShares, or the Russell 2000, which is the small to mid cap stocks. So let's check out the performance. Okay, pause. The 1 year performance, yes. And I know what you're thinking. Well, anyone can choose an ETF that's done well and put it up against the indices and you see it way outperform. And yes, you are not incorrect about that. I cherry picked, right? Because I know that QTUM has done well. That's why I'm talking about it. But I still want to showcase these sector-based ETFs. When they do run like crazy, they really run. And while I also own SPY and QQQ, or QQQM, I believe, QTUM, look, I mean, it's just amazing. Just look at this. In the last year, QTUM is up 67%, SPY still up 16%, QQQ is up 22.5%, IWM is up 9.4%. The Russell has just not been it for me recently. It's why I don't own it. It just seems to underperform. Maybe there's markets where it outperforms, but QTUM is far and above these other ETFs. And we can even zoom out. I mean, look at the last month. It just does significantly better, even with QQQ up 5%. QTUM doubled it, up 10%. Now we go to the 5 year. It really jumped in late 2024. So I will say that it wasn't significantly outperforming the others. I mean, 93.5% to 80%, 13.5% difference. Still impressive, but not where it's at now. Quantum computing took off and is still significantly outperforming. So we can see 215% for QTUM, 117% for QQQ, SPY is at about 100, and IWM is about 62%. So although I don't know where QTUM is going to go, it likely has higher volatility. I mean, I'm sure it has higher volatility than these three sector ETFs, but it's amazing when you can get in on a good run for some of these growth ETFs. And if it continues like this over the next decade, next 5 decades, I mean, who knows what's going to happen. But you have to have faith in quantum computing. And so again, don't forget, you have to do your own research. And if you want to know what I'm buying, what I'm trading, use my link down below, my Blossom link. It's a free investment app. You don't invest through the app. It's like social media for investors. It's super fun. People talk about their milestones, their dividends, how much money they've made, their overall growth of their portfolios, when they're going to retire, their savings, all good stuff. So check it out. And don't forget to follow me on there if you're interested. And again, it is totally free. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. Helps me out a ton. Don't forget to drop those comments and questions for Sylvia, the CEO of QTUM Defiance ETFs. And I'm really excited again for that interview. And if you enjoyed this video, you're going to like these popping up on your screen right now. That's it. Thank you guys so much. Don't forget to spread some love today.